Oh, baby, it's What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi.
How you been?
Guess what? We're
Ladies
back.
and
We had a
gentlemen,
little halftime
welcome
last
back.
week. Thanks for putting up with us.
Back.
We probably
Steve
would have
Renazizi.
lost you money because I lost my
God.
Survivor pool last weekend thanks to Brenton and Lucas's Buffalo Bills.
That's not that was not our fault. Don't put that on us. We didn't pick them.
We did talk earlier in the podcast with the week before. I told you the plan. And you said, well, I'm a little leery of that, especially if they're coming off of the law. Like if they don't look good against Kansas City, then what are you going to do? So they look good against Kansas City. They looked really good. So I said, how the fuck is this going to happen? And it did. And now there's only 3 guys left and they get the money or I'll see what they do this weekend. But fuck, dude, we got down to the final 6.
I mean, that's not bad. That's admirable.
It is, especially my first time doing it, but I thought I had a path to success, and I got bit. And
yeah,
it's tough not
you
to
should
get
have,
bit.
but it's those. What you take away from that is it's the divisional games. You kind of want to avoid them.
I know. I mean, I should have taken the Chicago Bears. I really should have, knowing that the Giants were going to be so fucking terrible last week. I mean, look, they were actually, and I would have sweat that one out too, because really we should have won that fucking
yeah,
game.
you should have. What do you mean? That was. Like that's why Dable doesn't have a job today is because of that meltdown.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up.
I think I saw a graphic, and I'm not going to remember the exact figures, but it showed the 4 losses where the Giants had the lead in the fourth
quarter. Yep.
And their percentage, like chance to win, in every single one of them was 92% or higher. I think the Bears game was like 99.4%. So the fact that they've somehow lost all those games, one, I can't imagine what it's like being you as a fan, but 2, deep down inside, you should be happy that like you're getting the draft pick.
Well, here's the deal.
We see that Jackson Dart is a good player and it's someone you can build around. We see that you have some pieces and now you're getting a better draft pick.
Yeah, like what we did last year by winning a couple stupid games at the end of the year. It kind of didn't end up biting us because I think we got the quarterback that the team really wanted when the head coach was the head coach at the time, who is probably right. But, you know, look, as a fan, I was at we went to the 49er game. Me and the boys, we tailgated, we had a great time, except the only problem was it's just the only game this year that they were really not competitive.
Yeah.
You know, we drove the ball down the first drive and go, oh, fuck, dude, we did it. We finally have something. And then it was a disaster after that. But I'll be honest with you, even though that there were 10 times more 49er fans than there were Giants fans, and I think that's going to be the case again this week with the Packers.
Yeah.
We stayed to the very end because Jackson Dart had the football and he scored and it was fun to watch. So he is the reason people are going right now. Like, I'm so happy I didn't go this weekend, even though I'm glad they're starting Jameis Winston. I'm happy that because I got to see this kid play and I go, damn, this kid is the real fucking deal.
Over the last 4 weeks, who's the #1 fantasy quarterback?
Probably him, right?
Jackson Dart.
Yeah. He's got 2 or 3 touchdowns almost every game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, he's been in the fucking tent probably 3 or 4 times as well. And this week it's costing him a game.
Yeah, it's not great that every single one of those is for his head.
Yeah, exactly. So I think what needs to happen, I think this says to everyone, let's pump the brakes on this season. Let's not get this kid any more hurt.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you were playing for your job, that's no longer necessary because we don't need you anymore. Now, the only thing I can't figure out is the Shane in this thing. Shane seems to have separated himself from Dable about a month and a half ago. And, now he's going to be the guy still. And that's going to be weird because either one of 2 things is going to happen. Either this guy who picked these players and picked this coach is now going to lead the search for a new coach, which I think is what's going on. Or they're having him do that for 2 months only to be fired in 2 months from now. So I don't understand the logic in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be a thing where they both went. Maybe they can't, they don't have anyone else to replace him right now.
Maybe he just pled his case. I found you your future quarterback. I should be able to stay on and finish this.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the quarterback right now we need to worry about. It's the coach and who the kind of person
But I'm saying
is.
why they didn't fire him
Yeah,
because they
yes.
they really should have just cleaned house.
Yeah, I think well, it's only like the second or third time I think the
I
Giants have
think
ever fired a coach in the middle of the season.
yeah,
So I think
Dable
doing
got
both.
fired because you can't lose two games the way that he's lost four games. But I think if they had won, maybe if they had just won a couple of those, or three out of the four, he would still have a job, and they'd be going into next year excited with all your guys healthy and Jackson Dart in his second year. But I mean, you can't lose games like that and expect to keep
Well, I
working.
think also
But I see why they didn't get rid of the GM because the
yeah,
pieces are there.
the plan is when Dable was the coach. Was plan was obviously we're going to use Jackson Dart in every possible way we possibly can. He's our best player by far right now, on especially on the offense. And so we're going to put like the way that the Bills did with Josh Allen, and they still do. And Josh Allen is more than capable of handling it now. And this kid's capable, but like he is still like he has no idea how to protect himself yet.
Yeah.
So like, you see, watch the game last night? You see Drake May slide like three or four times and go, oh, that's the difference between year one and year two player right there.
Yes. Yes.
So, it's not, we don't have to go for everything because missing this game this week costs us way more than, I guess, you trying to go for an extra
Now
3 yards,
again, you want to
getting,
lose, just lose
getting a
out.
first down and instead you
I get
fumbled and
I
got a
get what you're
concussion.
saying, but just lose out.
But I'm
This is a
saying that
blessing.
that's what Dable had in mind. And I think they said, we have to remove that part
Yeah.
to then tell. Now I'm sure they told Kafka, like, we are not going to run this kid all the time. You are not going to, this is not, you getting to pick him now and you get to hold the controller and run him around. Like, let's move off of him. But obviously develop and make it, and try to win games. But like, this kid cannot be, we know what we got now. Like, the test is over. Let's just put it that way for this year. We don't necessarily have to find a quarterback next year to draft. We have that. We can worry about other things. But for the most part, I just want to, like, again, land the plane on the season with maybe one more win, maybe one, which is fine. A 3-14 record is atrocious. And that will get us a top five pick.
Hmm.
Top three, probably, depending on how the Jets do. And the Saints are still pretty bad. But I don't even I haven't looked at the rank. Who's the worst right now? Are we the worst?
I think the Titans are still the worst.
Okay.
Um, Let up. I don't think they have more than I think they just had the one win.
Yeah. I'm excited about the Giants not having to, like, well, let's go. We got to find a quarterback. It's been the last two or three drafts of like, what are we going to do at quarterback? What's our quarterback situation? And this year we can finally go into it with a sense of, like, all right, let's just let's build on the needs that we have and go get some fucking studs. Now I'm hoping maybe they bring somebody else in to help Shane. Maybe they take a little bit of responsibility off of his plate. Maybe they I, some stuff they cannot be 100% happy with the job Joe Shane's doing. So if they're not happy
Oh,
with him in the sense of retaining players, bring someone else that's an expert in that. If it's evaluating players, bring an expert in on that. If it's, I don't really know how to look for a coach. I've never done that before. I got the job and then we got this one coach. Bring in a Bill Polian or someone that knows how to fucking, hire a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
help the kid out. Don't just sit there and go, well, then you got another test. You better pass because it's going to cost all of us at this point.
Hmm.
Because you got this window now of 4+ years with a rookie quarterback that can do well. But I don't want a Jaden Daniels situation on my hands. I don't want a CJ Stroud. I'm weary of all of them. I've seen this before. Fucking what's his name down in Jacksonville. There's been a lot of these guys that have busted out pretty well early and then fizzled. And this is the recipe for that situation. Bring in
Yeah.
everyone new
Well,
people,
you
new this, new that.
definitely, when you bring in that new coach, it's going to be a whole new system that he has to learn again. So they better keep it simple for him unless he's just a wizard at learning.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, he seems to be grasping things pretty quickly right now, but as far as like,
But is that because Dable is a great quarterbacks coach? He has a track record that is pretty strong of working with young guys with that skill set, similar skill set. I mean, Josh Allen, before he got to Buffalo, Josh Allen had a different guy, I believe, his rookie year, and then Dable came in, and that leap that he made from year one to year two, like his completion percentage broke an NFL record. So can
who would
you
that?
find
Yeah.
somebody that will continue to mold him, not just bring in like, oh, this guy's a great defensive mind, or this guy is this, or this guy is that? Like specifically, can you find somebody that can make Jackson Dart go from what he is now and take that step to where this guy is, a top five QB?
Well, the thing is though, you got to think about it like this, okay? If you're picking a coach, if you pick an offensive guy, an offensive minded coach, right? Then you have to pick someone that's willing to work with a defensive coordinator, willing to let someone, if you're going to do like what's his name? Not the Washington offensive coordinator,
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury. If you let's just say you're going to give this guy another shot, because I think that's what the Giants are going to do.
I
Because let
I
me tell you,
wouldn't though.
if
I know
if you
that you're
go
just picking a name
defensively,
out, but can we
no, no,
sidebar for a second?
hold on, let me
Kingsbury has
finish.
been bad.
I know, but let
He's
me
great
finish
for
my
like a
point.
year and then he's very predictable and people figure him
Yeah,
out.
let me finish my point. Let's just say they pick a defensive head coach, right? Then he brings in a Cliff Kingsbury to run the offense, right? And the offense takes. Pick another name, Brenton. Don't make a fucking face, okay? uh, uh, Mitch Kupchak, okay, comes in to fucking play offense, and he does a great job with Jackson Dart. In a year, and the offense is great. In a year, he's going to leave to go get a head coaching job somewhere else. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you bring in an offensive guy, then he's not. He has the head coach, and he develops and turns Jackson Dart. Then he's not going anywhere. It's his job, and he doesn't have to go anywhere. So that's my only thing. I really want someone who is obviously great with a quarterback and can do it, but also has the respect of a defense and or can give respect to a seasoned defensive coordinator to handle that and not have try to, like what Dable did, try to have his hands in all the pots.
Yeah.
I don't think he did a good job time managing or managing the situation, the game. The game management was not for him. So what I'm saying is, if you bring in, like let's just say a John Gruden, right?
Hmm.
You can bring in then anyone you want on the defensive side because he's going to deal with Jackson Dart. He's going to deal with the offense, and he commands respect from any defensive coordinator. But if, like I said, if you bring in a Cliff Kingsbury, you're going to have someone who is going to run that defense and be, completely autonomous with that. The way the Rams did it in the beginning with McVay.
Yeah.
So
Just for
uh,
the record, I think you're in trouble if it's Kingsbury. So I hope it isn't for
I
your
know,
sake.
I know. Because he was great, but then the series regressed and people aren't really high on him over there.
Him,
But there
him,
are
and him
guys.
and McDaniel, they're the same guy. Where it's like they're brilliant offensive minds, but I just don't think you need a guy that can rally the room and get them all together. And the two of them are just way too hippy dippy. Like let's be buddies. We're having a great time. You
Yeah.
need you need a Dan Campbell.
But you see, what I'm saying is like, if for me, it's like if you bring in like a Lou Amarillo, like that's a name I've heard a lot about, and which, by the way, we could have had him last year. He was all, we could have fired what's his name, Shane Bowen, and hired him. But whatever, let fucking Indianapolis have him. And now the Giants are talking about possibly interviewing him, which would be fine. But like then you're going to have to bring in an offensive guy to work with Dart.
Hmm.
And if it goes well, best case scenario, you're going to lose him. You got to hope you win a Super Bowl before you lose them. Otherwise, you're the fucking Lions. So, and that not saying that they're doing bad since then. They've still been playing great this year, but every year for the last 2 or 3 years, where they were going, when's Ben Johnson leaving? When's Ben Johnson? So it's almost like a distraction at that point.
Yeah.
Look, good problems to have. I'm hoping that they figure it out. I think it's going to be a while. Who knows? Maybe Kafka. I mean, what does this guy have to do to? if we watch him not, if we get a lead and not blow it, that might be a step in the right direction. I've heard he's a very calm guy, a very like even keeled, level headed guy. So maybe he'll have a little more poise in the fourth quarter. But I mean, I don't think he's going to. I think they're looking at everyone. I've heard Belichick. I've heard Marcus Freeman. I've heard Lane Kiffin to go back and work with Dart. It's why not if that's
Yeah,
what he. But again, my thing. Can we do this? Bring in Belichick and hire, and he's the only one that could go to Brian Dable and be like, I know it's embarrassing. I want you to be our offensive
that's
coordinator.
not happening. It's not going to happen.
Why?
That's not going to happen because this isn't fantasy football.
I mean, I understand. I get it.
Dable will either take a year off or he'll go coach somewhere in college for a year and then he'll land somewhere else in the NFL.
I know. I mean, Penn State. He's walking around. His daughters go there. That the job's open. I wouldn't be surprised. But
There you go.
I think Belichick's the only guy that could come in and be like,
Yes, but I don't think Dable's that guy that's going to say, "Okay, sure," because
but
he could have stayed in Buffalo and probably won a Super Bowl, and
I
he
know, but
wanted to be a head
and
coach.
but now that's over. But now you can do that with your best friend, dude. He loves Jackson Dart, and Jackson Dart loves him.
He
It's
loved
going to be a
Josh
tough
Allen.
breakup. It's going to be a tough breakup, dude. Well, maybe what if the Bills don't show up this year and they fire Joe Brady and they bring in or do they fire
No,
what's his name and bring in Dable?
I've heard well, they're not going to fire McDermott unless they miss the playoffs. Um, but I have heard that there was potentially a lot of friction between the two of them before Dable left. So immediately, I mean, I saw all the Buffalo Beat reporters and fans saying, "Let's hire Dable back and get him in to work with Josh in the offense." But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean,
He'll go to like who's going to have a head coaching vacancy? He could go to Tennessee. He could go to the Cardinals. I mean, I don't think Vegas would fire Pete Carroll year one into his 3-year contract, but he could go to Vegas. Um, he'll land somewhere else, but it's not going to be New York or Buffalo.
I hope that look, I don't I hope these guys are going to be all fine in the long run. They'll all get jobs. He probably is disappointed, doesn't want to go back to being coordinator, but some guys like, you bring in I think if you bring in a guy like like Mike McDaniel could be on, he's an offensive guy you can look at for the
Yes,
Giants.
yes.
So there are people out there. I knew this was going to happen at some point. I honestly thought it was going to be the both of them. Uh, and for whatever reason, it is what it is. This is what the time they've chosen to do it. I don't know when the fuck do we get a bye, dude? Do we get a bye soon? It feels like we're almost done with football. We haven't had a bye yet.
Well, they go through week 14. Your bye is week 14.
Week 14. Good God, dude. So yeah, I think they need a break, the Giants.
Yeah.
Although I will say this. I will say this. I really, really, really like them to cover the 7.5 this weekend.
Come on. Right back in it.
I'm telling you, dude. They got here's the recipe.
Yeah.
Ready? You want to know the recipe?
What's the recipe?
Fire a coach, new head coach. Like that's the juice. There's always that little extra juice that's involved there. And playing at home, okay, a little more juice. And you're playing a team that is not consistent, okay? You have a team that can show up and they might beat the fucking pants off of us and tip your cap to them, and that's that. Or you might have a team that is like, wait a minute, like, uh-oh, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde's here now, and we're in the game all of a sudden. And I'm telling you right now, if this game is close in the fourth quarter, or if God forbid we have a lead, okay, I don't think Mike Kafka's. I think how do you blow your first job? You get a job because you're the guy they just fired. did exactly what you cannot do right now, right? And like that's the one thing you can't do. I don't care if you have to kneel on the ball fucking 4 times. You know, what I'm saying you gotta win the game if it's close. So I'm 7.5 seems. I think Vegas thinks that the good Packers are showing up, and maybe they are. But I've seen them not get off the bus
Uh,
before.
I think Vegas is more looking at the fact that Jameis Winston's going to start.
Yeah, and
And
Jamo and
this is the guy that got beat out by Jackson Dart, yes, but also got beat out by
yep,
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, dude. Okay, that was like a while ago. Russell
That's
Wilson,
fine, but they all got to practice together during training camp, and Russell Wilson was clearly doing things that the coaches liked more than Jameis Winston. So I'm just saying,
I think if one thing's been proven, it's that the Giants, and this is part of the reason I think Dable doesn't have a job anymore, runs what do they call a country club training camp. Okay. So I truly believe that that might have filtered into the evaluation of not necessarily Jackson Dart, but the evaluation of I don't think they went as hard at Russell Wilson as normal football players do, getting paychecks on other teams. And instead of doing that and putting a lot of pressure on him and seeing what he really was left with, they sent him out there assuming that the reputation was going to be good enough with 80, 60% reps, going at 60% and crossing their fingers and hoping for the best. And you could see now, dude, the guy can't run. He can't evade the pocket. He can't see over the dudes. And so he's throwing the ball into the air and hoping a playmaker, which we don't have, makes a play.
yeah.
So give me Jameis Winston, who's going to throw the ball 550 times for 980 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 82 interceptions. Okay. That's exciting to me.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get to watch some fun giant football because it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's going to
matter at
be
this point.
first down, interception,
I
fumble,
just don't
fumble.
I don't want to touch the spread on that game. If I'm gonna do anything, it's gonna be Green Bay money line and just move on.
All right.
Because this could easily be another San Francisco game, and it's a 17-point snooze fest. Green Bay
Fine.
has to win this game.
I'll do
They're
that on my own.
they got to keep up with Detroit. They have to win this game. They're not going to overlook it. Chicago is right on their heels. So this isn't going to be a game where they kind of phone it in. This is going to be a game where they lock down and they take care of business because they're better. You're too beat up and they're just a better team.
I know. I know. And I understand. And I don't want us to necessarily win. But I just think covering the 7.5 to me is very interesting this weekend because all those little juicy fucking factors play into it, I think. The new coach and that. And again, we
If
had one this
Jackson
year
was
already.
still playing, if he was healthy and
Yeah,
playing,
yeah.
then
I get
I
it.
might go with you. That's the beating heart of that locker room, and
I love Jameis Winston
I
though.
really feel I do too. He's great,
I
but I
love him,
really
dude.
feel like
We are going to
once
execute. We are going to be precision. I love it. I love the energy. I love it. And you know what?
But
Even when he goes out there and
there was a different vibe with that team when Jackson took over. It was like they believed in themselves.
yeah, yeah. And dude, it's so apparent when he go like, I think Russell's had to be in the game 3 of the last 4 or 5 weeks because, at some point Dark goes into the tent. But
Yeah.
it's to me, I'm like, the energy, it's palpable how much you feel it. Just people are like, fuck, like the hope is gone. Like once, like him coming out, there's no hope. Like the hope for anything good happening is gone with
Well, every
Russell
time he
Wilson.
touches the ball, it's exciting. And I
Well,
think
yeah, Dart, yes.
this week with Winston, every time he touches the ball, it's going to be, oh shit, he's not open. Don't throw that. Don't throw that.
I don't know, dude. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here to watch. I will be part. I'll watch. I'm going to be rooting for the Giants. I'm going to,
I'll be cheering
it's
for the Giants too. I'm just saying I'm going to put my money on Green Bay's money line. I don't need to mess with the spread in that game.
that's fine. You do you, Brenton.
It's too wide open.
Well, let's get to you guys then. What the fuck? Why am I no longer in my survivor pool? Because Jonah had a baseball game at the exact same time as that game was going on. It was an afternoon game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that his game in Houston was happening at the exact same time, so I missed it. But what the fuck happened, dude? Explain it
Uh,
to me.
well, let's go back. So the Chiefs were clearly playing the best football in the NFL. Big game for Buffalo. They showed up. They had some pieces missing, but most of the pieces were there. Josh played one of the best games I've ever seen him play, and they beat a very good Kansas City team. Um, Cut to the next week. I think if you want to talk about Green Bay being inconsistent, Buffalo may be the most inconsistent team in football right now, where it's one week they show up, the next week they don't.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying.
Josh looked like a rookie again. Now, in fairness,
How?
he lost Kincaid. So Dalton Kincaid left that game fairly early, and he'll probably be out a couple of weeks at least with the hamstring injury. So once that happened, I mean, none of his receivers can get separation. So he's making poor decisions. He's trying to do too much. He's trying to force the ball. The James Cook fumble, I think that really set the tone for how the afternoon was going to go because they were driving. And that's the thing. Josh played a terrible game and still threw for 309 yards and what, two touchdowns? He just had the two
Yeah.
bad interceptions in the red zone. And they lost the turnover battle. The defense is still bottom five in every category. They looked like shit this week. They couldn't stop Achan. He ran all over them.
The two touchdowns or the two picks in the red zone were those I didn't see that were those Josh trying to get stuff into too tight a coverage, both of
Yes.
them, or were they balls that
The
should have been
one,
caught?
no, they were both into coverage. The one in particular, forget who he was throwing to in the end zone. Maybe it was Dawson Knox. It was just off, and it's like he threw it to the defender. So I don't know if Knox
Fuck.
slipped or what, but the point is none of those guys can get separation, and Brandon Bean not making a trade at the deadline crushed us. Jalen Waddle, who had an amazing touchdown catch, apparently Bean had a deal on the table with the Dolphins to get Waddle, which would have been great. We would have had our number one. The Dolphins wanted a 2026 first round pick. Bean wouldn't budge, and he said, I will only give you a 2027, so the deal never happened. I don't understand why he was so fixated on who he's going to take with the 25th to 32nd pick in this upcoming draft, but that's what's going to sink us. This team, if they play like this, they're not going to go deep in the playoffs because you can't play good one week and bad the next week in the playoffs.
Yep.
We needed that piece. We didn't get that piece. So now it is going to be solely on Josh's shoulders. How well can he play? Can he play perfect football every game for a month? And that'll determine if they're going to the Super Bowl or not. But right now, it doesn't look like it. I don't think the Patriots are as good as their 9-2 record. I think if you look at their schedule, I
They have
know
an easy schedule.
winning a game in the NFL is very hard, and respect to them, and they're in first place, and it looks like they're going to win the division. But once they get to the playoffs, I don't think they're yet ready to make a deep run.
No, they're going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars or the
The
Houston.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yes, they're going to be it. Get in there, make a splash, and then probably get upset round one by a better team or a
Yes.
team that's just
Yeah.
ready to make a splash.
Yeah. Now,
They're not beating like I could see Baltimore with a way worse record going in there and beating up on New England, even if
absolutely.
it's
Well, Baltimore's
in
playing the way we thought they would now.
yeah,
They're going to
yep.
win that division.
I mean, and so here's another question. I mean, I hate to go back to the other thing, but like if you're a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, right? And your division rival starts 1-5 and you still lose a division to them, I mean that's probably the last straw for Mike Tomlin, right?
So go hire him and have him coach the
Well, that's what I'm
Giants.
saying. You're gonna have probably because you're either getting Tomlin's going to be on the free agent market, or if the Ravens for some reason can't right this ship, and maybe Harbaugh loses his job.
No. I think if that 1-5 had continued, yes, but the fact that he's turned them around and they're playing good again, I think
Yeah,
he's
but they got to
safe.
finish the job now, or like if
They
they can't,
they will.
they can't look shitty for a stretch anymore.
They
They can't
will.
afford to. They won't miss the playoff. They'll miss the playoffs, but they might cost them the job.
Yeah, speaking of, you want to know the lock of this week?
Give it to me.
It's Kansas City over Denver.
It's so fucking funny. I just said Denver's going to fucking cover that spread. They're
No,
getting
no,
three
no,
and a
no,
half at
no, no,
home.
no. Kansas City is not going to go
Why?
5-5. Denver's not going to go 9-2. The
Why?
NFL needs Kansas City to make the playoffs. There's no scenario where Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift are not at least in the first round of the postseason. This is a very important game that could force them out because the Chargers could go up a couple of games. The Broncos would basically have a what 4.5 game lead on them with 6 to go or 7 to go. So
Yeah.
this is the absolute lock of the week is Kansas City, and we've seen Denver has not really played well. They've won some bad
Yeah.
games. So,
Giants should have beat them
and
100%.
the other thing, Kansas City's coming off a bye. And what does Andy Reid do after a bye? The guy wins football games and he wins them big.
You convinced me, Brenton.
That's the lock.
You convinced me.
But Buffalo has a lot of problems. I'm just at this point hoping they make the postseason because I mean, if they play like that again, if they don't play Kansas City style, if they play Miami style this week against Tampa, they're going to lose to Tampa. And then they have a short week and they have to go to Houston. So they could be 6-6 by next Friday.
Oh, baby. Six and
Yeah,
six ain't no good. And that's no good.
no. But
Um,
Bucky Irving is already ruled out. So at least we don't have
yeah,
to
what the fuck is
face
going
him.
Bucky Irving, dude? Started off as an MVP candidate, and he's been killing me.
Yeah. But
Absolutely
Dalton
killing me.
Kincaid's also out, so I'm hoping that Joshua Palmer is in so he can kind of spread the field and hopefully open some people up underneath for Josh. Because right now they've simplified the offense to the point where the only play that they seem to run efficiently is throwing behind the line of scrimmage to Shakir, and then he makes like two guys miss and gain 7 yards. That's all they really have going for him. Keon Coleman, unfortunately, looks like a bust, and they
Yep.
could have had Lad McConkey with the next pick. So I'm losing faith in Bean. I don't think McDermott goes, but I think at some point Bean is the guy that'll be let go first because other than Josh Allen, what has he really brought in that's gotten them to that next level? He's had Josh and he's had
Yeah,
seven
he's almost.
seven 7 years to build around him. And here we are.
I know. I feel terrible, dude. I feel like you guys are wasting a superhero,
Yeah.
and
We
it's
have
tough.
we
I
have Dan
mean,
Marino.
how the fuck do you guys not have at least two great wide receivers to have him throw the ball to?
Could have had Waddle. I
I
mean,
mean,
he
look,
could have gotten DK Metcalf in the offseason for a fourth round pick.
I want you to. Do you think Josh Allen is better than Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Yes, right? That's a silly question. Could you
Listen,
imagine?
Dak is playing all respect to Dak. He's playing good
Yeah,
football. But
okay.
you
Could
can't
you
look at you
imagine
can't
if
look at those
Josh
two guys
Allen
and say one
had
is
George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb to throw to? Could you imagine if your guy had that
one would be
the amount of
pushing 2,000 yards, the other would be pushing 1,500.
I mean, that's what I'm saying here, dude. That's what I'm saying here. I understand. Like, who was the best second round? Was there a second round wide receiver steal? Like, who did you guys not take?
Lad McConkey. We took Keon Coleman and Lad went with the next pick.
Yeah, Lad McConkey, dude. I'm like, I don't understand how you guys have not. And now when you do make a mistake, like not getting one in the draft, how do you not then go out and go, all right, well, now we got to bite the bullet. You don't get your first round pick because you don't make great ones, and now we're going to get a fucking guy that knows what a difference that would be for you guys.
Yeah.
Just someone you can go, all right. Even if they go, all right, they know it and they're going to double cut. Like these receivers are incredible now. You throw the ball near them, they make the fucking play. So it's tough to watch, dude. Um, what else? I'm trying to think of like anything else that happened like unexpectedly last week.
Aaron Judge won MVP.
Well, no, I'm talking about football. Yeah, no, Aaron
Okay.
Judge and Ohtani, forget it, dude. Jesus Christ,
I mean,
Ohtani, 4 and 5 years. This is the greatest baseball player that we've ever seen, right?
yeah, absolutely. Maybe
Yeah,
the greatest and the second greatest, and they're playing at the same time in their peaks at the same time.
and I mean, like, I don't even want to talk about Babe Ruth. Like I understand it was mythical and beautiful and it put the game on the map, but like it's not even like a comparison.
No.
It's not. I mean, I know that it was beautiful what Babe Ruth did, but this is not a comparison.
If you built a robot that could play perfect baseball, it would not be as good as Ohtani.
No, no, it wouldn't. It's insane. It's really insane. And I'm like, and I look, and all the Cal Raleigh Judge thing. People will, Raleigh had an unbelievable year, but like you said, it just happened in the American League this year where another, like if Juan Soto for some reason this year had 59 home runs or even 60 home runs, and he still is not going to win the MVP because he doesn't fucking pitch. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like he doesn't do that. Like these guys, the Judge and the Ohtani, until they decide they don't want to win or God forbid one of they get hurt, health is the only thing that keeps them away from being the best players in baseball. And
Yeah,
it's fucking
and
awesome.
that's why I like that they went with Judge because I had the same complaint with the NFL MVP award. They just give it to the team that does better with a player with good stats. And the spirit of the award, it should be like when this guy is not on the field, the team does not play as well. And when Judge was out for how many games did he miss? I mean, the Yankees were in first and they fell to what, fourth place? Like it was apparent that they needed this
Yeah.
guy, and then he comes back and they make the climb back up. So I think Seattle, with or without Kale, still would have been fine, and they would have probably finished about where they were. But without Judge, the Yankees could have missed the postseason.
Well, now for sure, Judge has cracked the top 10 Yankees of all time.
Yes.
Where he will finish will still remain to be seen. I mean, like, he's a better baseball player than Derek Jeter. Absolutely. Way better baseball player than Derek Jeter.
But he doesn't have that
Uh,
aura yet.
he doesn't have that winning. He doesn't have that aura. He doesn't have like the coming up clutch in the postseason. He had a great postseason this year, but we've had ones that have been great.
Yeah.
So, like, he's not jumping Jeter. Obviously, if you're going to draft a team and you look at those two guys, I'm taking Judge first, but what I'm saying is like he's not jumping over Jeter as one of the greatest Yankees yet, even though he's a better baseball player,
Yeah.
talent wise. He might be the most talented Yankee of all time. I mean, he doesn't run like Mantle did, and Mantle swish hits, so that was a different story. But like as far as everything else, it's like insane. I mean, but uh Scooble and Skeens, another like that's like the Ohtani and the Judge right now of the American League and National League in pitching. Just pure like Skeens is going to be. Oh, I can't wait, dude! Rumors are flying around. He wants to be a Yankee. I heard
Yeah.
Livy Dunn is buying. She's friends with one of the gay guys that sells real estate in New York, and they're looking for apartments in fucking Soho. It's like yes, 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 yeah, yeah. And look, you're going to have to pay him, but the Pirates are going to trade him this year. It's going
Mhm.
to happen, and they can have anyone on our team except for Judge. That's the way I look at it. You put together a package, and I'll tell you if it's too much, but it probably won't be. So, it's probably going to be like a Schlittler, a fucking, Dominguez, a couple of the young guys in this, who knows? But he's going to be a Yankee. I love that. I want that because all these fucking Japanese guys all want to be Dodgers. They don't even make any fucking bones about it.
Well, it's obvious why.
Why? The sushi?
No, they want to play with Ohtani. Ohtani's a
Well,
national hero.
I
If you could play with Michael Jordan or John Stockton, you're going to probably pick Jordan.
yeah, but well, first of all, that's not John Stockton, dude.
I'm just throwing a name out there. Jordan versus anybody, you're going to want to play with Jordan.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to be the Jordan of the Yankees? Go over there and fucking
No, you want to go play with your
oh my
hero
god
and
to
you want to
them,
win with your hero.
dude. It's not fair. It's what it is. So I'm happy if people are like, oh, the It sucks. It Skeens. It's doing it. No, it doesn't suck. It's awesome. And it makes me happy. And we need nice things on the East Coast, okay? We need some nice fucking things in New York. So yeah, go pay Bellinger, but make sure we got enough money that after we make this trade this year or in June of next year, we got enough money to pay Skeens because he's not going to go anywhere unless he's going to get fucking paid, and we're good to go because that's what I want. Got it?
I got
Anyway,
it.
um, all right, let's make some fucking picks, Brenton.
Okay.
God damn, I wanted you to be on board with me for the Giants, but
Giants, I just can't do it.
all
I
right,
get what you're saying. I'm just gonna play it safe. I've actually had a really good season so far. And
all right.
look, I've been sticking to my guns and I bet against the Jets last night despite my heart wanting it to go the other way, and I still won money. So um I mean
I watched the highlights. I fell asleep. I had coming off a strep throat, so I've been on antibiotics for the last 2 days.
I don't know if you want to touch the Madrid Spain game, but I
I
there are teams that
no.
I will always bet against, so I am going to put a little bit on it. I'm going to take Washington to beat the Dolphins on the money line. I don't care that these are two bad teams, and the Dolphins just won their Super Bowl, so they're just going to coast. And it is clear that other than when they play Buffalo, they just have stopped playing for McDaniel, and he is
There's a,
not long for the. I thought he would have been fired by Halloween or sooner, but good for him.
there's
But
a
this,
reason why I'm not touching this game and I'm not putting that bet in because number one, there's nothing worse than losing your whole day at 9 o'clock or 6:30 o'clock
I'm
in the
not saying
morning to
parlay
wake
it.
up.
I haven't been parlaying these on my own. I've been
Okay,
doing individual.
that game is a
I'm not
dumpster
doing the
fire.
parlay set. It's like that's what sunk us for years. I don't do the parlay stuff.
Spain doesn't give a shit about football. No one cares. This is going to be a game of two middle school teams that no one came to watch,
Yeah,
and who really wants to fucking practice the
yeah.
hardest. So I'm not interested in betting on stupid.
Okay. I'm
I'll bet
just
on
saying, I
my
that's
son's.
they're one of my five teams. The Dolphins, the Titans, the Jets, the Saints, and the Panthers. I will just always bet against every week and I'll come out winning
Okay,
every time. So they're just on that list.
well
Um,
let's get to you guys hosting the Tampa Bay Bucks, giving 5.5. That's what I got. I mean, look, no Bucky Irving, but who knows what you guys are?
well, who knows what
Who the
Baker's going to be this week? Baker went from the clear MVP for 6 weeks to, you know, the end of his Cleveland Browns tenure.
Well, he finally caught up. He had no one to throw to for a long, like, it's like now he's got, Mike Evans is done, but Bucky Irvin's out. Bucky Irving is a huge piece to that offense, dude.
Yeah.
Even when Tom Brady was the quarterback there, he insisted upon having a strong fucking running back to run the ball and take pressure off of him. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
really think Bucky Irving not being there is catching up to that team
I
now.
think Sean Tucker's about to have himself a huge week.
Okay.
I don't want to put money on this game because I really don't know what Buffalo team I'm going to get. This is a game they should win at home, but without Kincaid, it seems like that offense sputters. Is Josh going to play focused football this week, or is he going to just kind of phone it in and get down a couple of scores? I think we'll know pretty quickly if the Bills are going to be competitive or not.
Okay. Well,
My heart
I
says
mean,
they
look,
should win. They should win this game, but
we'll leave it alone. We'll leave the Packers and the Giants alone, even though that line is now moved, by the way, since I opened the app. It was 7.5. Guess what, baby doll? It's 7 now. You know what that means? People like the Giants. They're moving it my way, dude.
yeah, so I
Oh,
would see where the sharp money is on that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like the Chiefs
Houston at the Titans. Another
easily, easily the Texans.
Texans on the line. I'm not even giving the points. I don't trust them that much.
Yeah, easily the Texans.
Bengals at the Steelers. What are you, Pittsburgh Steelers? Good team, bad team. Let's see.
They are a decent team.
You
Uh,
lose two games to Joe
they
Flacco, dude. You're fucking
they're going to win this game at home. They're going to win this game.
Chargers at the Jaguars. Jaguars giving 3 points. Chargers road favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like the Chargers. Um, I don't like that they have basically lost their top two tackles for the season.
Yeah, the
Um,
line is decimated.
yeah, but they should still be able to run the ball a little bit, and Herbert's got all of his weapons. So I would Gadsden's knee injury. I think he's okay, so he's good to go. I would take the Chargers here.
Interesting one here. Bears at Vikings.
Yeah, this
Vikings
one's
home
tough.
getting 3.
This one is
Yeah,
really tough.
this is basically a pick 'em game because the home team usually gets 3 points for being home, and
Well,
that's the spread.
that and this is the season for the Vikings.
Yeah, they got to win this game or it's over to stay in this
But the
thing.
Bears have been playing decent football.
I mean, what are they? 8-3,
They're 6-3.
6-3.
So they've already won, I think they've won more games now than they did all of last year.
Yep,
Um, I don't know. I would lean
I like the Vikings.
I would lean Chicago to cover the 2.5. I think it could be a very close game.
I got it at 3.
Well, there you go. I would lean to have them cover the three because they could definitely win outright, but I don't see the Vikings just
I'm
running
taking the
away with the
Vikings
game.
on the money line.
Okay.
I like that call. Panthers at the Falcons. Another
I
fucking
don't
shit.
care. I don't care that the Falcons lost 30 to nothing in Carolina. The Falcons are going to win this game. The Panthers are a bad team. I'll say it again, they are a bad team. The fact that they're 5-5 is a goddamn miracle. The Falcons got embarrassed last time they played. They have to win this game to even have a glimmer of hope. Atlanta will win this game at home.
I couldn't disagree with you more. I don't know how it's going to end up, and I'm not betting on
I
it.
will
So it's not going to be part of it.
always bet against bet against the Panthers. I don't like betting on the Falcons, but I will always bet against the Panthers, and the Falcons aren't losing that game.
Oh, baby. Now we got some NFC West games coming at you. Seahawks at the Rams. Rams 3.5 point favorites at home. So basically another one of those pick 'em games.
Hmm.
And you have the same situation in, well, the 49ers are playing the Cardinals. The Cardinals are giving 3 points away at
Brock
home.
Purdy is back.
I don't really know if that makes a difference.
I think it makes them worse, honestly. I thought
Interesting.
Mac Jones was doing a lot more with less than Brock Purdy has ever shown to do with less. When Brock Purdy has all of his first team all pro weapons, he looks like Tom Brady. When he loses one or two of those guys, he looks like Trevor Lawrence. So I actually think the Cardinals could win this game outright. I think the 49ers are another one of those teams where they're a much worse team than the record.
I like it. I'm taking the Cardinals
Brissett's
on the
been
money
playing
line.
good football. Now he won't have Marvin Harrison Jr. and that sucks. But Trey McBride is playing lights out, and I think DeMercado is going to have a big game.
Seahawks and Rams. What do you feel about that one? I like the Rams at
That I
home.
mean that's a coin flip.
I like the Rams at
Um,
home. Let's stay away from it. But I do like the Rams at home.
it's tough because the Seahawks defense is playing. It's the Rams offense. Stafford's
Yeah.
playing better. He broke the
Devonta Adams
record.
is the pickup of the year for them. I mean, it's like,
Yes. But Stafford, correct me if I'm wrong, he broke the NFL record. He has three straight games of four touchdowns or more. So he's playing as good as he's ever played.
yeah,
But the Seahawks defense looks like the best defense in football. So one of those two things is not going to work out on Sunday.
we're staying away from it. Ravens at the Browns. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the Ravens all day.
The Browns may keep it because their defense is so good. They may keep it lower scoring, but
I'm just taking them on the money line.
The Ravens are going to win.
Chiefs and Broncos. I'm leaving it
Chiefs,
alone.
Chiefs all day.
I like the Broncos.
You're crazy.
Uh,
The NFL is not going to let the Chiefs go to 5-5 and Denver go to 9-2. That's just
we'll test your theory. If
look.
there's close calls, I involve it. But
I pray that it happens. I will be the most excited and the happiest if the Broncos win. It's just not going to happen.
All right. Detroit at Philly. Ooh, baby.
This will be
Game of
a
the week.
Yeah, this will be a great game. I'm going to go with Philly at home. It just, the champs
Yep.
are the champs, and Detroit's defense is banged up. AJ Brown, did you see on the live stream? He was doing a Twitch. I think he was playing Madden or something. He said, "If you have me in fantasy,
Yeah.
drop me." Like he's making a lot of noise again, more so than just reading his books on the sideline. I think this is a game where Detroit plays a lot of man coverage. AJ Brown is going to get open. He is going to have this could be like a 200-yard and two touchdown game for him. He's going to have a massive, massive game. And
And he's going to look good in a Bills uniform in the
I mean,
offseason
that's
when
what
he's
they need to
traded to
do.
the
That's
Bills.
that's the kind of trade they have to make.
Yeah, well, they should have made it already.
Yes. Another lost
Cowboys at
year.
Raiders.
These are two bad teams. Um, Cowboys made a trade to hopefully make their defense a little better. How bad is Geno Smith's bruise? Is he going to play like he did last week? Is he going to play like he did the first week of the season? I would probably, I don't know. I
I
don't want to
really,
bet on two bad
yeah,
teams, but
leave it alone. I mean,
the
I think the
Cow.
Raiders are going to
I
win.
think if we go, you think the Raiders are going to win? I would go back to
I think the bad Cowboys show up.
well, I would go back to the Hard Knocks theory. It's why I like Washington against Miami and why I would take the Cowboys over the Raiders. They need these teams to be in it. The NFL
Got it.
needs these teams to win. So I'm not saying that they're going to fix these games, but you might see a
You're
call
betting
or two.
conspiracy wise.
There might be a call or two that could shift the outcome because the Cowboys at 3-6 and the Commanders at what 3-7 after this week if they were to lose or 3-8, and that's what we're watching on Hard Knocks. Like we're basically then just watching the Eagles.
All right, let me review these with you so we know we got Houston on the money line against the Titans.
Yeah.
The Steelers on the money line against the Bengals.
Yes.
The Chargers on the money line against the Jaguars.
Hmm.
The Vikings on the money line against the Bears.
That one makes me nervous, but okay, if that's what you
Okay.
want to do,
Yep. The Cardinals on the money line against the Niners.
love it.
No, with
Huge,
the
huge,
spread.
huge
No,
upset.
I
Yeah.
took them +3.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. But I
Yep.
love it. I love it.
And the Ravens on the money line against the Eagles.
Against the
No, sorry, the
against the
Browns. Sorry.
Browns. Yeah.
And the Eagles on the money line against the Lions.
That's one.
$50.
If we make it to Sunday night, that's the one where it's like, hey, maybe just take the cash.
Cash her out and just watch the
Because
fun
I
game.
will say Dan Campbell took over the play calling duties this last week on offense, and they looked like a rejuvenized team where they weren't trying to be cute and come up with all these trick plays that Ben Johnson used to do. They just gave the ball to Gibbs and gave the ball to St. Brown and said, that's what we do.
Go get them, yeah. Well, $50 would win us $1,002.71, which is more than enough for me. I love it, dude. I love it. Yeah, that's the podcast for this week. I got to run because I got to go take some medicine and I got to go pick up my son. Uh, I think we're gonna win you guys some money this fucking week. I
Yeah.
got a good feeling about a lot of these goddamn games. Um, Rate, subscribe, tell someone else about the podcast. Hopefully, we'll have Lucas back next time. He's traveling today, but we miss him very much. And if you're at Skankfest this weekend, come up and say hello because I'd love to say hello back. So I'll be there tomorrow. That's it. Tell someone else you know about the podcast, and we will see you next week.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy